community. We found that the community was very, very supportive, very engaged. We truly just want the guests to have the best time ever. From what they see to what they taste to what they smell, what they feel, what they hear. I'd love the community of Milford to know that we are truly obsessed with our guests, and we want you guys to have the best possible time. Being a new business, a lot of our staff members, along with training from Hudson, we were able to establish a strong hospitality team here.
Hi everyone, I'm Louie from Rail Trail Flatbread Company in Milford. And I'm making primo pepperoni for you. It's with our homemade dough. We put sourdough in it. It's a particular type of dough that nobody else makes it like ours. It's our sweet sauce that goes on there first. And then we're gonna add our pepperoni, which is a special pepperoni because as the heat hits it, it cups and chars on the top, and you'll see when it comes out of the oven. But for right now, we're just putting on our sweet sauce. I'm gonna move over here to the cheese station. This is where we top our flatbreads with our 3-blend cheese. And then we're gonna put our primo pepperoni on. So this pepperoni is not like regular pepperoni. As I said, it comes out like a cup from the oven. As soon as the heat hits it, it curls up. I'm gonna put plenty of this pepperoni on there. Again, we'll put it in our wood-fired oven. We usually use New England hardwoods. This week we got mostly oaks, but overall that's basically the wood we use in our oven. All right, guys, this is the flatbread and it's going into our oven right now. Everything is made from scratch. We don't open any bottles. Everything is made from scratch, from the dough, everything. That's what makes us better than everyone else. We'll slide it over to our server. And then this is the 2 key ingredients we put on top. It's our own hot honey. And then our garlic parmesan. There you go, guys. This is our primo pepperoni. It's our #1 seller.
Hi there, I'm Danielle. I am the bar manager here at Rail Trail Milford. I'm here today going to make a cocktail for you on our menu. It's called This, That, and the Other Thing. So this is a dark rum-based cocktail. So I'm going to start off with some ice in our glass. All right, we are using an ounce of Plantaray dark rum. We're going to do some simple syrup. We use a papaya liqueur. And it's a really nice, bright, fruity component to the cocktail. And it also has fantastic color. We also have a coconut rum-based liqueur. Give it a nice tropical vibe. And then we also have some lime juice, some cold pressed pineapple juice, and we're gonna shake it up. It's a beautiful bright orange color with a dehydrated pineapple on there. There you are, cheers. So here in Milford, we have a fantastic cocktail bar. We have a really long 23-seat bar. It's the first thing you see when you walk in. So we get to shake some cocktails for our guests and kind of show them what our craft is about. We also have 24 draft lines. All of our draft lines and the handles were made by hand. They're beautiful craftsmanship. And we also have this wonderful green marble from Greece. So it's really fantastic. It gives really nice homage to the bank that was here before. It has similar features to our facade outside with the green marble.
So when you walk into Rail Trail Milford, you can sense right away that it really took a special craft, a special vision to be able to turn this bank into a restaurant. And it's truly remarkable to be standing here of all the beautiful features that from our bar to our floor to our handcrafted ovens to our event space upstairs and our prep space downstairs and our patios. We are always looking to host events, whether it's, birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, any type of party. We have plenty of event space upstairs. We offer catering, all types of catering for your work events, for your parties at home. We also could deliver them as well. And one of our favorite aspects here at Rail Trail is that we support internally, which is our sister restaurant, New City Micro Creamery. So you can also stop by, grab a pint of ice cream from New City Micro Creamery. We also are selling scoops of ice cream as well, so we kind of have a mobile scoop cart here as well. When we first opened, we couldn't be more thankful to the community for accepting us and allowing us to come serve them. And I just remember being truly touched when the guests were thanking us and they were saying, "Thank you for coming to Milford. Thank you for choosing us." And it was really, really a special moment where, we both needed each other. I think based off the feedback that the Rail Trail has been a success in the town, but it's also been a success for our business. And, we truly couldn't be more thankful to be in this amazing community.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the gymnasium here at Milford High School, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Rail Trail is a casual American dining experience. They specialize in an all-scratch-made kitchen featuring wood-fired flatbreads. It's an inviting atmosphere for the whole family to enjoy. You can check them out right here in downtown Milford on Main Street. Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet here with you on the call. As you can see, action already underway here in this varsity girls volleyball matchup between your Milford Scarlet Hawks and the visiting Attleboro Bombardiers. We bring you this action live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma is a global contract development and manufacturing organization specializing in biopharmaceuticals and advanced therapies. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. It turned out to be a quick sprint through the sub-varsity matches here this afternoon, and so this varsity matchup that was scheduled for a 5:15 start, usually we blow past those, but today getting underway well ahead of schedule, almost a full 10 minutes ahead of the scheduled start time for this game tonight. So for those of you joining us on our live coverage, we hop into it in progress, just a couple of points deep into this matchup for you. We also had a little bit of a scoreboard malfunction, as you can see, right as we got settled, so we will get that corrected for you just as soon as we possibly can. It's a 2-1 lead here for Milford in the early points of this match, as that return from the Attleboro side goes out of play. And it'll be Milford serving here. It is a 3-2 lead for Attleboro here, as again working on getting the scoreboard adjusted for you here. We can just hang tight for a moment. For the Bombardiers, it is number 4, Liliana Weiss, serving with the visitors on top by a point. Abby Murphy net at the net with a thunderous block from Attleboro. And now a serve to the back line. That is tucked in as Attleboro starts to settle in here. here, sends it over the middle. It's met by the Bombardiers. They'll set it up on the outside. That setup handcuffed Attleboro a bit. Sent out of play. So 3-5 now as we've got the scoreboard settled. And it is Isabella Grady Harper not wearing the libero jersey for Milford here this evening. Instead, it appears to be Brooke Stokes serving as the defensive specialist. She gets that return, sends it to her counterpart. That is number 2, Sage Young. And a held ball called on the Attleboro side. And so close here through the early points. Another serve from Grady Harper. And blasted down from the outside by number 7. That is Sophia Yeager, an underclassman on this Attleboro squad, but absolutely a player to watch as she leads this team in kills in her sophomore season. This is an Attleboro team that very much has reloaded after losing a talented core of seniors from a team last year that made it deep into the postseason. Stokes able to just barely arc that ball over the net, and perhaps that soft speed caught Attleboro by surprise. Sienna Quaglia could not play it. And so Milford staying within a point here. As we jumped into action so rapid fire, we will get you the updated records for these teams as there's a pause in the action. So Milford comes in right now. They are in 6th place position in the Davenport Division standings. And some confusion, it seems, with the officials and the Attleboro sideline, but getting resolved now. And it's Yeager again who drops that one down. And you can just see the velocity on these shots from the underclassmen, very impressive. So I beg your pardon, Milford is in 5th place position in the Kelly Rex division right now with an overall record of 3-11. They are 3-8 against Hockomock League competition, but everyone in the Kelly Rex right now looking up at this Attleboro team. Nicely dug out by Grady Harper, but could not be played there at the net. And Attleboro expands the lead out to 8-5 now. Attleboro is 14-1 overall on the season. They are 11-1 in league play. This is a team that did not lose a game to Hockomock League competition a season ago, and despite, again, losing impact seniors from that playoff run last season, has just picked up right where they left off. Their only loss on this season is to the only team that is unbeaten in the Hockomock League this season, and that is the Oliverians Tigers, who are currently 14-0. Another serve from Yeager, lifted over the net on an attempt by Lila Driscoll, but the point is awarded to the Bombardiers. We welcome in everyone who's joining us on the coverage tonight as we slip into our first time out of the match, as suddenly Attleboro has grabbed a 5-point edge here as they've turned it on after the early points. For TV Executive Director Tim Coat here with you on the call. Patrick Garapi on camera duty here for this evening. We're live locally on our Milford TV educational channel as well as our Verizon high definition channel. We're streaming live on our YouTube channel. Happy to have everyone checking out the coverage here this evening, or if you might be streaming this after the fact. Always appreciate the attention on our Milford TV sports coverage. These two schools matched up on the football field a couple of nights ago as the Milford football team finally participated in their first Hockomock League head-to-head matchup of the season. It was a lower scoring game, not the cleanest of football games. Milford continues to have impact players out due to injury, but despite that, Milford was able to come away with a road victory at Attleboro, an important one for the football team. Now this volleyball program looking to hang in there against a very difficult program, and you can see once again just how lethal this team is on the outside. I believe that was Olivia Leonardo with the kill there for the Bombardiers. That has become a familiar last name within this Attleboro program. Julia Leonardo, who was one of the elite players in the Hawk for all 4 years of her varsity career. She graduated in the spring, but it is now Olivia who is picking up right where Julia left off. She was a part of this program last season, now stepping into a featured role on this offense along with Sophia Yeager, and those two right now have been quite a dynamic duo, very productive in this Attleboro offense. It continues to be Sophia Yeager serving, with the Attleboro lead now expanded all the way out to 12-5. Sophia Lentini getting in on the action. And now a communication breakdown between Stokes and Lena Lupkin. Beg your pardon, Fiona Lentini. I believe I said Sophia there incorrectly. It's been a couple of weeks since we've had coverage of this Milford volleyball program. Tracking that one, Grady Harper. Now Fiona to the net, and could not get that one over. And all of a sudden now the lead up to 9 for Attleboro. Been part of a lot of lopsided margins of victory over the course of this season, and this has been an extended service run for Yeager. And finally will come to an end here. Nice play over the middle. The kill for Mary Buckley. She will quickly sub out, but gets Milford the side out that they desperately needed. Serve now will go to Brooke Stokes. And scramble for Attleboro. They're able to get their way out of it, and then again, incredible there for Olivia Leonardo. She was able to get a lot of spin on that ball as it came hard across the net. Not an easy play for Milford after it looked like Attleboro was in trouble, and they ultimately take the point. Quickly getting the serve back on their side of the floor for Sage Young. And now driven to the back, but too strong for Lentini. That goes out of play, and Attleboro now will take an even 10-point lead at 16-6. This was a 1-point score, and all of a sudden, Attleboro ripping off 10 straight points. 10 out of 11, I should say. Milford will get the serve back here, trailing 16-7. Serve delivered out. And so back up to that 10-point margin. I do believe this is going to end up as our final regular season coverage for this girls volleyball team. We had one more game on the schedule for next week, but due to some schedule complications for our staff, we will unfortunately not be able to come out for that game. So we'll wrap up our regular season look at this girls team here tonight, and then of course, as always, we will keep an eye towards the MIAA playoff brackets, and if we can get in any playoff coverage for any of these fall teams, we will absolutely bring that to you. Set this one up again on the outside for Leonardo. Soft return this time. Milford adjusts. Here's DeNegris with the cross-court attempt. It's dug out on the back end by Yeager. And now Lupkin will set it for Abby Murphy. Took something off that, but a nice adjustment for Haley Carter for the Bombardiers. Hard blast there, absorbed by Stokes. Milford will push to the back, but too strong. Milford hanging in there nicely in the longest rally of the set so far. 18-8. Attleboro leads. Leonardo serves. DeNegris winds up for a return. Nice sliding play by Young. And now here comes Jaeger, and just softly sent in off the palm. And Milford could not make the adjustment. And very quickly, Milford finds themselves in a big hole. Attleboro 6 points away from taking this opening set, as right now we're only 6 minutes past when this game was scheduled to get started. Again, typically we're at the mercy of the sub-varsity games for when we get varsity action underway for girls volleyball, but the two games, the JV and the freshman games, wrapped up very quickly, and so as a result, we ended up getting an early start to this one tonight. Taking a look back at how the last couple of weeks have gone for Milford since the last time we covered them. That last game was that 3-set sweep loss against Oliver Ames back on September 30th. Milford has been able to collect a couple of wins since then. That included a 3-set sweep victory on the road at Foxborough, and then they outlasted the Sharon Eagles on the road in a 5-setter. Ended up winning back-to-back games. That little mini winning streak unfortunately came to an end on Friday of last week. Thursday, I should say, as Attleboro took on a non-conference opponent in the Hopedale Blue Raiders, lost to that match in 3 sets. Nice diving play for Stokes, and now Murphy to the back. Jaeger will push it, one-handed bid for Lentini. Able to angle that ball back towards the middle of the floor, but Milford could not keep it going from there, and so now a 20-8 lead for the Bombardiers. The serve goes to the far sideline. Milford bailed on it, but it was able to stay in for the ace for Leonardo. Very quiet in the Milford gym right now with this first set very quickly getting out of reach for Milford. Murphy will send this ball back over on one touch. Leonardo with the slam over the middle, but too strong that time, sends it off toward the Milford bench. Milford will get another chance behind the service line here with Milford trailing 21-9. Nice serve by Milford, and somehow Leonardo was able to keep that ball off the floor. I think Milford still was wondering how that ball was not down. And the two officials are going to talk about it here. It certainly looked as though and sounded as if that ball hit the floor. And so they are going to change the call here and give Milford the ace. Attleboro coaching staff unhappy with the reversal of call there, but it certainly looked as if that ball did hit the floor and then Leonardo played it on the bounce. So the officials getting it right. Milford gets the ace, 21-10 now the score. As Leanne will deliver another serve. And sends this one out of play. Attleboro will get the side out. Serve now from number 4, Liliana Weiss. Attleboro teams up for the block. Milford gets there. Nice attempt by Denegris, but that ball deflects over the Milford bench and out of play. The real trouble spot in the season for Milford was that extended losing streak after winning their first match of the season against North Attleboro. Milford from September 5th until October the 3rd was mired in a 10-match losing streak. Right now find themselves unlikely to get themselves back into playoff position. Obviously see what happens here over the last few games of the season after today. Just 5 games remaining on the schedule for this girls volleyball team. Set it up again for Jaeger. She gets blocked this time. Milford timed that well. Lupkin steps in. Stokes will set it up on the outside for Denegris. Pushes to the back. Played there by Carter. Lupkin will set it up towards the near side for Abby Murphy. Drops it down for the kill. Abby Murphy, the kills leader for the Scarlet Hawks. Cleve came into today's match with 66 kills on the season. Milford still facing set points, hanging around in this first set a little bit longer to give Isabella Grady-Harper another serve. Lupkin setting it right at the net for Murphy. And Milford running out of touches and running out of time in this opening set. Attleboro takes it 25-11. So making quick work of things here in set number one. So the two teams will flip sides of the floor. We'll take a quick pause here on the broadcast as we bring you the action live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Stay tuned to this coverage of Milford High School girls volleyball here on Milford TV. It's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Coverage of our Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV is brought to you by the following sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, the Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience with locations in Hudson and on Main Street here in Milford. Rentschler Biopharma, sponsor of our broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma transforms innovative ideas into life-saving biopharmaceuticals. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude. Serving the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza.
Coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV is brought to you in part by Unibank. Big bank know-how, community bank attitude. Unibank serves the Milford location, the Milford area, at their location on Prospect Street, right inside the Shaw's Plaza. One of our proud banking partners at Milford TV. Just a great staff over at Unibank, always ready to answer any questions help make all of your banking as smooth as possible. So our appreciation for Unibank for being a great partner to us here on our Milford TV sports coverage. Great supporter of local sports here in the area. It is a 1-0 lead for the Attleboro Bombardiers as we resume here for the second set. Sprawling play on the back line by Abby Murphy, and now Fiona Lentini unable to get the height on that return from the far side. Again, Attleboro has really been steamrolling the competition this season. 10 three-set sweep victories on the season of their 14 wins overall. The only blemish on that record was a 3-1 defeat against the Oliver Ames Tigers back on September 15th, the only time those two teams will meet up in the regular season. They only have 3 games left on their schedule after this one wraps up here this evening. Sam Denegris, knee slide to keep that ball airborne, and now Lena Lubkin trying to get the right angle to give Milford a shot at the return, but that falls short. Tied up here through the first couple of points, and it's back to Olivia Leonardo on serve for the Bombardiers. Did a masterful job in the first set with a very long service game that gained a lot of separation on the scoreboard for Attleboro. Milford nearly getting the return there, but called for a held ball. Now a 3-2 lead for Attleboro as Leonardo fires that serve to the back. Stokes able to absorb it. Now Murphy with a powerful return. Three to three as Milford will serve here for the Scarlet Hawks. Another good return over the middle for Mary Buckley, who was able to collect a kill in limited time on the floor in the first set. Here's Murphy. And now Yeager, and Milford able to make the adjustment on that return from Yeager yet again. Sam Denegris with a nice block. Milford keeping that serve low. And the return for Attleboro is out. Made it a tough play for Sage Young to dig out that serve. And Milford all of a sudden with a couple of points to pull ahead here in the second set. Milford looks to keep it going. And short on the serve that time, so the service error gives the Bombardiers the side out. Serve now on the Attleboro side for number 11. That's Juliana Martinez. On the outside, push to the back. Brady Harper the first to get there. Return for Murphy, and then a quick strike for Attleboro, effective to get the kill. And not the score, up now at 5. It's been quite a while since Milford has been able to claim a win in the head-to-head meetings between these two schools. Murphy getting blocked. Lubkin can't get that ball over the middle. Overall, as we track the head-to-head meetings back to the 2018 season, Attleboro winning 10 out of the 12 head-to-head meetings over that time span. That includes winning the last 10 consecutive head-to-head meetings. And taking it one step further, the last 5 times these teams have met up, it has been 3-set sweep victories for Attleboro. This has really been the peak of their dominance. Last season, the most successful in program history for Attleboro. They won the Kelly Rex division outright for the first time in their program's history. Went on to the playoffs, and they were able to advance to the round of 16 before getting upset in that round by Winchester. Again, losing three of their biggest impact players from last season's team, but this 2025 roster more than picking up the slack as play will whistle to a halt here, a delay in the call, and now they award the point to the Bombardiers, giving them an 8-6 lead on the service game of Liliana Weiss. Strong return for Lucia Testa for Milford, and now Murphy over on the far side could not keep that ball inside the antenna. Lead up to 3 now for Attleboro. Testa, Lubkin, Stokes takes charge as the libero sends it across. And good work up at the net for Nancy Isienga. Isienga. Apologies for that pronunciation. They'll set it up again here for Yeager, and she blasts that one off of Isa's hands and out of play. Nothing that even a good defensive player like Isa Grady-Harper could do on a return like that. Again, the raw velocity that comes off of these returns from Sophia Yeager, impressive. Taking a look at some of the stats for this season on Attleboro, we'll bring those up in just a moment. But Yeager and Leonardo leading the way right now for the Bombardiers. And so bringing it up, Sophia Yeager overall on the season coming into tonight with 228 kills. Olivia Leonardo second on the team with 186 kills. The drop-off from there is precipitous, as the next highest total on the team belongs to Kellyona Kennedy Latham, who only has 34 kills on the season. So you can see the offense for Attleboro really flows through those two outside hitters, Yeager and Leonardo. But those players very difficult to defend, as again Milford struggling with communication. You could see Testa hesitate there as she thought someone else was going to come in to make the play, and then as she had to adjust to make the return, sent it out of play. And you just can't make those kind of mistakes if you want to hang in there against a team of Attleboro's caliber. Play whistle dead again as Milford came in contact with the net. Milford leading the second set 5-3 through the early points. And again, it's a 10-1 run for Attleboro to start to gain some major separation on the scoreboard. Here's Yeager again, and just so dangerous with that speed. Equally dangerous when she turns it off, like she did right there. A little short return as Milford was bracing for the velo. They didn't get it there, and it's another equally effective kill for the sophomore, followed up by an unreturnable serve. That one courtesy of Weiss, as Attleboro continues to extend the lead. Obviously, on paper, this appearing as a pretty lopsided matchup for Milford. But this is a Milford team that's played with a lot of pride this season, trying to continue to improve despite having some tough luck through the middle stages of this season and trying to prove themselves against a top playoff contender like Attleboro. A 16-8 lead for the Bombardiers now, as Milford will get the serve from Brooke Stokes. Now a collision in front of the net, as Attleboro does get the return across. Stokes, her counterpart Young, slides in to make the play, and now Lila Driscoll unable to get it done as she was all alone on the back line. Some hard contact there on the front row. Everyone looks to be okay. Lena Lupkin serving now for Milford, trailing 17-9. Good serve to the middle of the floor. Attleboro arcs it back towards the net. That return from Leonardo caught Milford up high. Deflection, and that goes out of play. The head coach for the Attleboro Bombardiers is Mary Catherine Blakeney, assisted by Denise Levesque and Anna Leonardo. An impressive coaching staff that has this Bombardiers squad primed for a deep postseason run. Denegris swats this return too far and out of play. The Ladybug banner up on the front wall of the gym, touting the names of the seniors on this Milford varsity roster. Fiona Lentini, one of those seniors, sending that cross-court shot just out of play. As head coach Tammy Weber for Milford will call another timeout here as Attleboro finds themselves 5 points away from taking this second set. And so with this being our final regular season coverage for this team, we certainly do want to acknowledge all of the seniors on this roster, including Sam Denegris, Danny Darling, Tori Jakes, Sarah Leverock, Lucia Testa, Mary Buckley, Leanne Maforde. It's been an interesting mix for the Scarlet Hawks this season, especially amongst the senior class. There are a number of players in the senior class that have been with this program throughout their varsity careers, but a couple of seniors appearing on this varsity roster for the first time, including Fiona Lentini, who's been a valuable component this season, Sarah Leverock, who has played a role off the bench, Lucia Testa, a longtime member of this varsity roster in her senior season, but Mary Buckley, a new face in there as well. So players coming in for this senior season, able to get a lot of playing time, make their mark on this girls volleyball program. Lila Driscoll had that ball glance off of her fingertips out of play as Attleboro grabs another quick point out of the timeout. 4 points away from taking a commanding lead in this set. Milford freshman and JV players not giving up on this match, continuing to bring the energy from the bleachers. As Lupkin will set it up on the outside for Lentini, gets a couple of deflections, and will get the kill. A deficit at 11 for Milford, as Lisa Grady-Harper will take over on serve. A couple of substitutions coming in for the Hawks. Met in the middle of the floor by Leonardo, comes right to the net to get the return, and out of Milford's reach. Leonardo back on serve. Sophia Jaeger, who had briefly made her way to the bench, returns here with Attleboro needing just 3 more points here in the second set. Lupkin over the middle, hard return from Milford, but Leonardo plays it on the back. Now Jaeger gets the deflection off the front row and adds to her kills tally on the season. And the lead growing to 23-10 for the Bombardiers. That is going to drop in. That looked to clearly be in the back line. The officials now in agreement. So an ace for Olivia Leonardo, and it is set point territory now for the Bombardiers. Stokes with a nice dive, sends that the other way. Sage Young makes the initial play, and Milford standing tall at the net. Milford and Murphy teaming up. And Abby Murphy doing a great job keeping the positivity flowing on the Milford side of the floor. It's easy to get your head down when you find yourself in this kind of a difficult situation in a match that has been one-sided so far, but Murphy showing really nice leadership as Jaeger levitated there in midair and then sent a short return over. Milford was ready for it this time. Murphy gets the kill from the far side, and Milford hanging around here a little while longer in the second set. It's now 24-12. And Milford with the service error. That will end it. And so Milford, 1 more point here in the second set than they got in the first, but the end result stays the same. Attleboro takes the set. They're now up 2-0, and they will look for their 11th 3-set sweep of the season. As we move on to set number 3, we'll see if Milford has anything to say about that. As again, we bring you this action live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. It's now a 2-0 lead for Attleboro on top of Milford on this coverage of girls volleyball here on Milford TV. It's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV is brought to you in part by Rentschler Biopharma, a proud sponsor of our broadcast booth. At their Milford site, Rentschler Biopharma offers full-service solutions along the entire biopharmaceutical value chain for large-scale clinical and commercial CGMP manufacturing. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. Another outstanding partner to us here at Milford TV and a great supporter of local high school sports. We really appreciate Rentschler Biopharma for all they do here, serving the Milford community and serving the global community. About to get underway with third set action here in this coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV that is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Attleboro winning the first set 25-11. They won the second set moments ago 25-12. Attleboro sending that return too strong over the back row, and Milford taking the first couple of points here in the third set. 2-0 Milford as Issa Grady Harper will serve. Three to nothing now as Milford gets out to a strong start. Attleboro finally getting the side out, and it will be Sophia Yeager who will step behind the service line. A weapon on all areas of the floor. Attleboro getting the kill. So we're down to just our last couple of fall sports games to be covered here on Milford TV. We'll be back with more coverage tomorrow. We'll be back out on the soccer field for our final look at the boys soccer team this season as they take on the Taunton Tigers as this ball goes off of Abby Murphy's hands. The basketball hoop nearly giving Milford one last chance at that ball, but they could not play it on the near sideline. And Attleboro knots up this third set score at 3. As that boys soccer matchup, Milford versus Taunton, will begin at 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So we'll have that coverage live for you across our Milford TV platforms. And then after that, the only bit of business that remains on our schedule as of now is the final home football game for Milford before the playoffs. That is going to be on Thursday, October 30th, when Milford hosts the Franklin Panthers. Milford able to get back on track with that win against Attleboro last Friday, as we mentioned. Full-on dive for Grady Harper to keep that play alive, but Attleboro then getting the spike. And it's tied at 4 here through the early going. Juliana Martinez comes in off the bench to take over on serve. Attleboro now on top 5-4. Serve from Martinez. A nice play on the outside and a great bid for Martinez as she slid in a long way. But Milford able to take that point. And Chiatesta returns to the floor to take over on serve. So right now the football team is in a tie with Franklin for first place in the Kelly Rec standings as Milford gets a good block. That was the duo of Abby Murphy and Mary Buckley getting that initial block. But ultimately, Attleboro getting the point. The football team will have a week off this week. They're on the bye week. And so they will be back in action a week from Friday on the road once again for the third consecutive game. And this time it will be their arch rivals from the Kelly Rex division, the King Philip Warriors, who will be on the schedule. That game will be played down at KP on Friday the 24th at 6 p.m. And finally, we'll get another look at the boys on the 30th. Again, that will be our regular season finale. But if you've missed any of our sports coverage from this season, you can check it all out at your leisure over on our YouTube channel. We highly recommend everyone give us a subscribe over on YouTube and check out all of our live sports coverage, all of our editions of the Milford Informer, a lot of Claflin Hill coverage on our YouTube page. We will also have live coverage of Milford's special town meeting coming up on Monday of next week. That will be live across all of our platforms, including our YouTube channel. So all kinds of reasons to subscribe to our YouTube page. You can find it at youtube.com/MyMilfordTV. Milford keeping it close here in this third set. It is an 8-7 lead for the Bombardiers, but Milford with the serve on their side of the floor. Brooke Stokes waits for the signal and now quickly unloads that serve. Caught Attleboro a bit by surprise, but again, this team's so good defensively, able to adjust. Not that time, however. A nice return out of the reach of Sage Young. Milford gets the kill and ties this matchup, ties the set up, I should say, at 8. And now that ball taking a couple of hard ricochets around the Attleboro side of the floor. The Bombardiers running out of touches. And now a serve sent too long and out of play. So 9-all. Sage Young serving for Attleboro. Lubkin trying to deliver this one across the net front towards Lentini. She could not make the play. And so Attleboro pulls back in front now 10-9. Two-hander gets the job done for Lentini. And now pushed to the back, out of play. And Milford will knot it up again. Here's Leonardo. She makes a rare miscue. Lena Lubkin wasting no time on serve. Milford with quick hands in the front for Milford. Now a blast to the back. And again, a good sliding play for Young. Lentini makes it to the back row. Long rally here as Lubkin again will feed Sophia Lentini. I beg your pardon, Fiona Lentini, having issues keeping my name straight in this broadcast tonight as that ball deflects out of play. Attleboro will get the side out. There's Danny Darling, another one of the great seniors on this roster. Milford with a block. And then Lubkin with a swing and a miss on an attempted return there. As Attleboro stays in front here, 12-11. Serve now for Haley Carter. Lentini with a high setup. Darling gets the return across. And that deflection comes back, but out of play for Milford. Coach Blakeney getting some more personnel involved on the Attleboro side as we get deeper into this match, and Attleboro with the commanding 2-0 lead. Another sprawling play for the fearless Brooke Stokes. And then Attleboro winding up for the spike. But Dania Hines sending it into the net instead. Milford will get a side out. Within one in this third set, as Isa Grady Harper will take over on serve. Pushed across by Abby Murphy. Now the sneak attack for Haley Carter. That caught Milford unaware. And a 2-point edge now for the Bombardiers, as Yeager will once again serve for the visitors. A little flip over the net. I believe that was Lubkin who was able to make that play, and now the kill for Kelowna Kennedy Latham, as we mentioned, came into today third on the kills list for Attleboro. There are a fair amount of seniors on this roster, including Sage Young and Liliana Weiss, who have played big roles in this game today. But if you're a fan of girls volleyball in the Hockomock League, important to take note that Olivia Leonardo is a junior, Sophia Yeager only a sophomore, so those impact players will continue to be patrolling the hardwood for Attleboro next season as well. So this is a Bombardiers volleyball program that is not going anywhere anytime soon. Leon Laforte serving for the Hawks. Still within a point. And just too good for Yeager over the middle. Nancy Ayesienga coming back onto the floor for Attleboro. It is Juliana Martinez serving. Lubkin sets it up for Murphy. And then a powerful return down the line for Leonardo. Pinpoint accuracy. And Attleboro with a 3-point lead. It's been a much more closely played set here in the third. And a misplay on the back for Stokes is going to allow Attleboro to expand the lead out to 4 and send Milford into a timeout. So the remaining games on the season for Milford after today, they will be on the road their next time out later this week against King Philip. That's on October 17th. And then 3 straight home games to wrap up the season, including on Monday of next week at home against Franklin. Then on Wednesday they will be home against the Taunton Tigers, and then they will wrap up the regular season on October 24th against Framingham. So a non-conference game right at the end of the season. So the entire regular season for Milford will be over a week from Friday. For this Attleboro team, just 3 games remaining on their schedule. Their next 2 will be on the road on the 17th at Franklin, on the 20th at Sharon, and then they will wind up their regular season at home on the 22nd against King Philip. So very quickly this fall sports season coming to an end. A lot of these teams wrapping up regular season play next week. I believe the absolute final date for fall sports games to be played is October 29th. We'll see how things go for the playoff push for these fall sports teams we've been covering for you. Here's Yeager, again over the middle, pushes it to the back. Accurate once again to give Attleboro a 19-14 lead. We expect the boys soccer team will be in good position to make the playoffs. On the plus side of 500 and hoping they can come away with some wins instead of some ties to try to climb up the Kelly Rex Division ranks, but overall in good position in terms of power rankings. We expect the football team to be there as well. The girls soccer team coming into last week had a playoff position within their grasp. However, it was a real tough week for the Scarlet Hawks girls soccer team last week. It was a 4-game week for Milford, a very difficult portion of their schedule, and unfortunately Milford ended up going 0 for 4. As Abby Murphy is able to get that ball down for a kill. Keeps Milford within 5 as they get the serve back on their side. That included for Milford difficult league losses against King Philip, against Franklin, and against Oliver Ames. An Oliver Ames game that Milford led in the second half was tied with about 5 minutes to go, and unfortunately the girls soccer team lost that by a 2-1 final, and then they traveled out to Martha's Vineyard on Saturday this past weekend and ended up losing that game 1-0. And so a very much an uphill battle for the girls soccer team at this point to make it into the playoffs, and very likely an uphill battle for this girls volleyball program as well. Abby Murphy dropping that ball down. Attleboro trying to play it. A very deliberate call from the officials that I believe was an infraction and not a result of that ball hitting the floor. But Milford will take a point any way they can get it. Unfortunately, they commit the service error, and they'll give it back to the Bombardiers here with just 4 points left to get to shut things down here in this match. Liliana Weiss once again will serve for the visiting Bombardiers. One-handed stab for Yeager on the back, and then dropped in very softly from the front row. So there is a sparkling defensive play for Yeager to go along with the offensive punch she's had all night long. And now a hard collision between Testa and Lentini right in front of the Milford bench. Lentini quick to shake it off, showing good toughness. Lucia Testa trying to make amends with her teammate as they come to the huddle. And not sure Lena Lupkin wants anything to do with it at the current moment as she tries to shake that off, and Milford rallying together here with their coaching staff, with Attleboro right on the doorstep of another victory at 23-17. It's been dreary weather here in Milford for much of the past holiday weekend and now entering into the new week, but we expect better weather ahead for the remainder of this week, and so should have no problem getting out for that boys soccer coverage tomorrow afternoon. Everybody back out on the floor now as the Milford bench, the Milford freshman and JV squads trying to give this team one more boost as they come back out on the floor again, trailing 23-17 in this third set. Murphy, soft return over towards the far sideline. Leonardo plays it. She then gets the return but sends it out of play. And that will get Lila Driscoll and Fiona Lentini back out onto the floor. It's a 5-point deficit for Milford, but with very little left to go in this third set, but an unreturnable serve. Milford could use a few more like that. Driscoll to the back, it's met by Young, and then pushed over the middle. Lentini with the return, and again, Sage Young, tremendous court coverage. Yeah, and the Hawks can't play the bounce off the net. Sophia Yeager will come to the sidelines here as Attleboro has several match points coming up here. It's on Olivia Leonardo's serve. Nicely dug out there by Liliana Weiss, and the final play made at the net for Attleboro by an impressive squad here today. A closer third set here for Milford, 25-19, but ultimately Attleboro just too good here tonight as they take this match in a 3-set sweep. So with the loss, Milford will fall to 3-12 overall on the season, and Attleboro keeps their impressive year going, grabbing their 15th victory on the season. They are now 15-1 and well on their way to a Kelly Rex Division title. They hope. The Franklin Panthers, the only team that might be able to catch them, depending on how things go here down the stretch. But that's going to wrap things up here for today. Again, we hope that you will join us for our final boys soccer coverage of the regular season tomorrow. Milford hosting the Taunton Tigers, with that game getting underway at 4 p.m. across our Milford TV platforms. A big thank you to Patrick Garapi for manning the cameras for tonight's match. And I am Tim Coet, bringing you the action once again live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. That final score one final time. It's a 3-set sweep victory for Attleboro over Milford. This has been a presentation of Scarlet Hawks Athletics here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.